Pick 3 thumbnails. One fictional show called Midnight Signal. You have 7 seconds. A. A frightened face looking straight at you. B. An empty hallway with one impossible shadow. Or C. A city disappearing beneath a red storm. Ready? Here is the trick. There may not be one universal winner. The image you chose did more than show you a program. It made a promise about the feeling waiting behind the play button. Fear, mystery, scale. Before you choose a story, the artwork helps you choose an expectation. And on a crowded screen, that expectation has to form almost instantly. Streaming artwork looks like decoration, but it behaves more like a tiny sales pitch. It has to identify a title, signal a genre, create a question, and survive beside dozens of competitors. Netflix described artwork as visual evidence for why a title might be worth watching. In consumer research conducted in 2014, the company reported that artwork was the biggest influence on members' decisions while browsing and accounted for more than 82% of their focus. That number belongs to Netflix's own study, not to every platform or every viewer. But the larger point is easy to see. Remove the images from a streaming page and the experience becomes a wall of unfamiliar names. Put the images back and each title begins making a silent argument. This story is for you. One of the fastest ways to build that argument is a face. Human vision gives faces special treatment. Eye tracking and attention studies have repeatedly found that faces, and especially the eyes, pull attention efficiently. But a face is not a magic click button. How it is framed changes what it does. Direct eye contact can hold attention on the face itself. An averted gaze can guide attention toward another object, a title, or a threat outside the frame. Expression matters too. A close-up can compress an entire genre into one readable signal. Widened eyes suggest danger, a restrained smile suggests intimacy, and a blank stare suggests unease. The best image is not necessarily the one with the largest face. It is the one where the face directs the viewer toward the right promise. Then comes visual hierarchy. On a grid of small rectangles, the eye needs a place to land. Bright against dark, warm against cool, one clean silhouette against a quiet background. Contrast does not guarantee interest, but it reduces the work required to understand what matters. Next comes curiosity. A useful thumbnail withholds information without misrepresenting the story. The hallway asks what made the shadow. The red storm asks whether the city survives. That is different from clickbait, which makes a promise the program cannot keep. Finally, thumbnails speak in genre codes. Blue-gray isolation often reads as crime or science fiction. Warm paired faces suggest romance or comfort. Hard diagonals and debris suggest action. These codes work because viewers have learned them across years of posters, covers, and screens. Good artwork uses the code, then adds one unexpected detail. Now for the part most viewers never see. The same title can be represented by different artwork. Netflix has publicly described a system that ranks candidate images using the context of a member and the title. Someone whose viewing history leans toward romance might see an image emphasizing a relationship. Someone drawn to comedy might see a different performer or moment from the same story. The recommendation is not only which title appears. The presentation of that title can also be personalized. This creates a difficult loop. If you click after seeing image A, the system observes the click, but it cannot know with certainty whether image B would have worked better. That is why platforms and creators test alternatives. Netflix has discussed a /B testing artwork, and YouTube now lets eligible creators compare multiple titles and thumbnails. The thumbnail is not a finished poster. It is a hypothesis about which honest version of the story will connect with a particular audience. But a click is only the beginning. If the artwork promises horror and delivers a quiet comedy, the viewer may leave. If it hides the actual appeal of the story, a higher click rate can create lower satisfaction. Effective artwork balances attraction with accuracy. It catches the eye, communicates a feeling, and gives the viewer a fair reason to press play. So return to Midnight Signal. The face sells immediate emotion. The hallway sells a mystery. The storm sells spectacle. Which one is best? The answer depends on what the show truly delivers and on which part of that truth matters to the viewer in front of it. That is why streaming thumbnails are not merely pictures. They are carefully engineered visual promises, and once you notice the promise, you will start seeing it every time you choose what to watch. This is screen instinct, why entertainment works on you.